Welcome to my channel. It's lit.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna come through and do a look. I'm gonna do a transformation for y'all. We're gonna be talking about, toxic friends, having toxic friends. I'm gonna be using a lot of stuff today, so it's not really like I'm highlighting the product or anything. So let's get into it. So I think it's very, very important to know who you have in your midst, who you have in your life. I think it's very important to be aware of, everybody's energy and everybody's intention in your life, because not everybody has your best interests at heart. Not everybody is looking out for you. Not everybody is on your side. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. You'll get used to it. Yeah, but not everybody is out with the best intentions for you. I don't have any friends. I do have friends. Let me stop. I learned that I can't be friends with everybody. And I thought because I'm a Pisces, I thought because I'm a Pisces, like, I get along with everybody. Like, we're the cream of the crop. We're so amazing. Like, the type of person that I am, I should be cool with anybody, but that's wrong. Even though you have a good energy, not everybody's gonna have good energy. So, I wanted to just put out this video. I have like 10 main things that can help you spot out if somebody's toxic, yeah? One of the things that help you understand if somebody's toxic is if they only contact you when it's beneficial for them. A friendship is like a partnership. Like, that person is supposed to complete you in some type of way, bring value in some type of way into your life. That person is supposed to complete you. It's kind of like a relationship, no lie. If you're just spending all your time with the significant other, like the person that you love, if you're just spending time with the significant person and the person, like your significant other, your spouse, the person that you love, if you're just spending time with them, it's like, yeah, they understand you, but they're in your life for a reason. Like, you're fucking them. You're fucking them. You're making love to them. So it's like, it's not the same. I feel like with a friend, they could check you, they could keep you, going on the right path, they could keep you, focused. Not saying that your spouse shouldn't do that, but that's definitely what you need a friend for. Like, your friend should definitely be that for you. And one thing I like to do, I like to notice like patterns. I like to notice how often you hit me up, what you do when we link up and all that type of stuff. Let's be honest. People will be friends with you because they want something from you, or because it's beneficial for them, or because of network. And there's nothing wrong with networking. There's nothing wrong with linking up with a girl and being like, hey, like, let's be friends and let's make this money together. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're noticing that you're just going out your way for them, they're just hitting you up, and that they're only trying to do something to have fun, if they're only trying to go out, if they're not asking you how you're doing, if they're not asking you what's going on, if they're just hitting you up just so they could do something that's lit for them, they need to go. Like, you need to reevaluate, and you need to set apart if that's going to be like a party friend or somebody that you hit up when you need like support. There's really friends like that. You can separate and be like, okay, you're here to have a good time, and you're here for enlightenment. I can have a conversation with you. You're here to just be all mischievous and stuff. But you know what? You're here to uplift me and keep me on my toes, and make sure that I'm doing the right thing, and keep my face clean out here. Because people out here will have you looking crazy while they're your friend. So that's one thing that I would say you should look out for. I had this girlfriend. I don't talk with her now. It took me a while to realize that I have such a big heart. But she was only hitting me up because she needed a ride, and because, I had that gas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, car gas. And she knew that I'm generous. At that time, I just thought, that's what we were doing. Like, we were just having fun with each other. And after a while, I started to realize, okay, this girl is only hitting me up when she needs to go somewhere. She's only hitting me up when she needs a buzz. So if they're only hitting you up for, a good time, you gotta let them go. They're only gonna hit you up when they want something. They know that you're gonna always be available for that, and you don't want to be known as that person. Another sign that you are around a toxic person, or that this person, like your friend, is toxic, they just are negative. You ever heard the term misery loves company? I don't know if it's copyrighted, but that term It's for real. I will sit there, I will vent to my friend, and I will tell them what I need to do. Good friend that they're supposed to be, they will uplift you and be like, listen girl, pick yourself up, keep it moving. Now, if you're around a friend and they're always like complaining about something, they're always being negative, you can't ever share good news because you know that they're gonna shift it off of you. They're gonna pretend, because toxic people are very good at pretending. They're gonna pretend that they care about your endeavors, but then they're gonna move past your victory so quickly. For example, like if you have a friend and you notice that their life is not on a good caliber or something's just not going good in their life, and you know, you give them the words of encouragement and you tell them what they're supposed to do, and you give them that word, and every time you come around them, they're still complaining about the same thing. That person is toxic, not only to you but to themselves, because that means like you can't lift yourself up. You know, they're always being a negative Nancy, just being an a-hole all the time, and they're just making you feel like, well damn, like I don't even want to be around you anymore. If they're just doing that, then they have to go, because they're not only gonna be bad for you, they're gonna be bad for themselves, like I said. Another sign to know if someone is toxic is if they're selfish with your time. If they're selfish with your time, do I really need to explain this? Is this really something that needs to be explained? Your time is your time. If you have a friend and you realize, like, okay, I have to move my life around to make you happy, oh no, they got to go. I'm a mother. It was my choice to have my child. I knew that when I had my baby, like, I was not going to have time for my friends as much. And if you find yourself having to maneuver your life, and even if you don't have a kid, let's say you have a pet, but let's just say you have priorities, period. If you have to go out your way and have to call people and do crazy type of stuff just so you could accommodate to that friend's time, no. And if they're so okay with you having to make yourself panic, go into panic mode and do stuff like that, whatever you have in your life that you need to take care of, if they're so okay with you going into panic mode, then they got to go. People like that in your life, when they want you to maneuver around stuff in your life for them, they're selfish. One, that should tell you already first off that they're selfish. It should also tell you like they're never gonna let you advance in life. They want you to stay down with them, or stay down so they could climb past. If they're giving you a hard time about your life and everything that you want to do for yourself, and you have to make yourself sweat, you have to make yourself go crazy, just to accommodate to that person, then they're not good for you. Like, they're not a good friend, not at all. Don't ever stress yourself for nobody. Another sign that you have for a toxic person is if they are loyal. And loyalty doesn't only mean relationship, y'all. So what I mean by that is, if somebody shows you their ass the first time, believe them. If somebody shows you their character, if somebody shows you the stuff that they'll do the first time, believe them the second time, because it's not a problem with you. It's not something that you did wrong. It is them. I can't say how many times that I've heard from a friend that they heard about my business from someone that I told. That makes any sense. Does that make any sense to you guys? I'm gonna break it down. There's been multiple times where your friends just talk behind your back, period. When you find out that somebody's talking about you and talking behind your back, and you know that you didn't really share information with anybody else, and you're like, I wonder where they got that information from, and you know who you told that information to. You just gotta know, okay, never to share information with that person again. You see it all the time on reality TV. On reality TV is always them talking tea and stuff like that, and people out here really be living like they're in reality television. That's not how life is. Life is not reality TV, guys. If you find out that somebody is talking behind your back about you, sharing your business, sharing the tea with the next person that you don't really talk to like that, they are not loyal. That's not loyalty. That means you're trusting them with your information, you're trusting them with your insecurities, with everything, and then you're going off and you're blabbing to the next person about me. Like, come on, how am I supposed to trust you? The only people that I let talk is my mama, okay? My mama to my family members. If you're my friend and I'm choosing you, and you're going off and you're blabbing my business off to the next person, physically, I cannot trust you. But spiritually, you're not letting me progress. Because if everybody knows what you're doing, if everybody knows what you're up to, leaving your situation susceptible to somebody to pray for your downfall. If they're sharing your information with other people, they gotta go. It's kind of biased because I know that people joke and stuff like that. That's just like the rapport and people friendship. But if you are noticing that you have a friend in me, the basis of y'all friendship is y'all just taking digs at each other. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're doing digs at each other in a way where it's motivation or it's kind of like funny, because I know that's how some people in the LGBT community joke. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny because I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I respect their culture, and the way that they talk to each other, I'd be like, damn, she read her. Okay, maybe some people joke like that, but me, if all you have to offer in the friendship is that, you're not helping me grow. Another sign that you have a toxic friend is if they're just not there for you. I can't explain how many times I've had a crisis, I've gone through stuff, no one has ever came to the rescue for me. But I've always been that friend. Oh, by the way, I'm using this by Bakerie. Yeah. If you're noticing that they're not there for you whenever you're going through stuff, if you're always at the heel toe whenever they're going through something and they're never there for you, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I know what to tell you. You just need to let it go. If you're always there for them and they're not there for you, something's gotta give. Every time that you're going through something, you're going through it by yourself. Can you really call them your friend? Every time that you have something going on with you, they're busy. And I hated being that person. Every time somebody was going through something, I would basically be a therapist. And now, don't get me wrong. If your friend is being stubborn and they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing and you gave them advice and they're still doing it, you're not being toxic by finally drawing the line and not being for them in that area of that situation. If you're that friend that doesn't have to worry about someone being there for them, if you could hold your own, you always have your SHIT together, that's great. But just think about it like this. Are people checking in on you to make sure you're okay? Texting you, checking in to see if you're good. If you have friends like that, then that's awesome, because that's how it should be. Your friend shouldn't only hit you up, just to get things cracking. Do this. We all in this together. If you're already noticing some of your friends are ticking out at least 3 of these so far, or even any of them, I think it's time for you to go through your phone list and readjust everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you really don't want that negative energy in your life. Another sign that somebody is toxic is if they're repeating offensive behavior. Fallout for it and they're still doing it over and over. That means they don't want to be your friend. Honestly, if somebody knows that something irks you, somebody knows that something is not making you happy, it doesn't make you comfortable, and they can sit around and still do it to you, what type of friendship works like that? If they're repeating the same behavior, then they gotta go. They gotta go. I had this girl that I knew since high school. We started to go to the same city for college outside of our high school. I was just talking to this guy and we found out that we were talking to him at the same time. She knew that I was talking to him. We basically were like, oh yeah, we're talking to him. It was awkward, but that wasn't like the basis of our relationship. But I was not down, DTF. I was not down to F. As soon as I met him, she went ahead and she slept with him because I wasn't DTF. I was not DTF the first day. She was. That's her. I was just like, oh my God, you do you, girl. Like, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. Have fun. But yeah, I wasn't going to do that. Not me, but she wanted to, and YOLO, you only live once, so I let her do that. But we're fast forwarding a few years later, and same thing happens. I'm talking to this guy. I realized that I don't want him. It was crazy. It was just a messy situation. If I tell you the whole story, you won't be like, what? Long story short, a few years later, she did the same thing with a different guy, and I'm just like, okay, it's not me. But it also opened my eyes and let me see she's a repeat offender. She doesn't mind doing this again. She doesn't think there's nothing wrong with what she just did. You know, at first I thought I was just, you know, cause I'm thinking maybe I'm tripping, right? Maybe I'm tripping a little bit. Maybe I'm being too judgmental, but I really wasn't. I really was right to feel the way that I felt, because how can you be my friend and go around me and screw some guy that I was talking to? Even though we didn't make it far in our talking stage, how could you screw somebody that I'm talking to? I know that was a little bit extreme, but something more severe. If you find out that they're selfish, you're all going out somewhere and they're doing the same behavior, like if you just notice stuff like that, then they're not really a good friend. They're not really somebody you should really have around. You can do what you want unapologetically, don't get me wrong, but if it's hurting me in the process and I'm letting you know that it's hurting me in the process and you still continue to do it, I'm gonna look at you different. I'm gonna think you're disrespectful. Another sign of a toxic friend is if they're judging you. They're judgmental. If your friend is judgmental towards you, why would you have them in your life? That your friend is supposed to uplift you. Maybe your life views are just different. They should not judge you. Everybody comes from different walks of life. People have different religions. People have different, you know, just different preferences when it comes to living on this planet. Everybody's not going to gel the same as you. Everybody's not going to want to do everything the same as you. So you can't get upset with a person for being themselves. And that's if you're the person judging. If you're presenting your true self to somebody and they're just making you feel bad, why be friends with that person? It's time to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Your friend is supposed to be somebody that you could go to in times of need, somebody that you could confide in, somebody that you could trust. Now, if you're going to them and all they could give you is judgments and be like, you should never did this, or you should never did that, or like, why would you do something like that? What's wrong with you? Like, if they're always saying stuff like that to you, there's no way to have a friendship. There's no way to be friends. And I'm going to be using Iman from this palette. Alright, so I would say another sign that someone is not a good friend, they don't support you. Let's say you're running a business, let's say you're homeless, I don't know, that just went like 0 to 100 real quick. Let's say you're running a business or something and like your friend is not looking out. A friendship is a ship, so if you aboard, baby, be on board. If you notice that you're on a different wave, or like you're going places that your friend is not going and they're just acting salty, that's toxicity. Because that means whenever they come around, they're just gonna be like, okay, like, it's called a blindfold. You just want to make sure that your friend is always just having your best interest at heart. This holographic screen from them is everything. But I'm gonna be using After Party. I think the universal rule just when it comes to toxicity in any relationship, any friendship, is it reciprocal? Everything that they're doing for you equal to what you're doing for them. And I know it's gonna sound very, oh, I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing, but seriously, think about it. Like, what benefit can that person bring to your life? And what benefit are you bringing to their life? Not business-wise, or you know what I mean? Because every relationship has some type of attachment. Whether you're, you know, best friends with somebody, you go into a business with them, or you know, you just meet somebody at work or something like that. Every friendship you have comes with strings attached, I believe. I should have used this. Oh, that's rich. Oh, that's rich. Okay, so I'm going to be using Hardness from this palette too. I thought it was going to be kind of like a aqua type of thing going, but I like it. So I'm going to keep going with it. But yeah, if that person is not adding any value to your life, if they're not doing anything to contribute to you being a good person on this planet, seriously, you need to ask yourself, why are you here? Seriously, why are you breathing my space? Why are you in my air? What are you helping me with? But seriously, all too many times I have experienced, or I hear of experience where people just don't know how to treat people. It's not hard to spot out somebody toxic. I know sometimes people are so excited to have friends that they won't even look at those things, or they'll just put up with a lot because they're trying to be patient or they're trying to be kind. But F that. You have to be protective over your heart. You have to be protective over your spirit. You have to be protective over everything that you have to put out here, because people will go ahead and take that and use it against you and then have you in a messed up position. It's so easy to make friends. You can make friends on social media. You can make friends on freaking dating apps. You can make friends anywhere. But it all depends on the matter of how you meet them and how the vibe goes. Like I said, not everybody has your best intentions at heart. It's not hard to make friends. It's hard to know how to read them. It's hard to know if their intentions are pure. Those tips that I gave you, if somebody is even exhibiting 3 out of those 10, like, come on. I would be scared if somebody even exhibited 1, okay? 1. To each their own. You know how you want your friendship. You know what type of vibe you want. But if you notice that you're being uncomfortable in too many of your friendship situations, why would you stay? Some people feel like they have to stay in a toxic friendship because it saves face, or because they feel like that's the only friend that they're gonna have in their life. Like, you could be alone. There's nothing wrong with being alone. I do it all the time. You know, there's nothing wrong with being your own friend. You know, pretty soon you'll make your own friends. I made my daughter my best friend. Yeah. It don't sound like much, but it's really a blessing at the end of the day. Like, my daughter's my best friend, for real. Don't feel like you have to stay friends with somebody for the benefits. I was told that's why somebody couldn't be friends with me no more, because if they stayed friends with another person that didn't like me, they was gonna lose the benefits of having that friend. And it's just like, friend, were you really my friend? Come on. People should mess with you for you. People should be cool with you for your personality. So you need to decide within yourself, why y'all think these celebrities out here be getting into so much mess? There's so many people around for the wrong reason. So you gotta look at yourself like a celebrity. Yes. I don't care if you don't have millions of followers on Instagram. I don't care if you don't have too much stuff going on in your life. I don't care what you feel like your life is not as important as the next person. You have to treat yourself like a celebrity. You have to treat yourself in a sense like, okay, look, I need to protect my assets. I cannot have anybody around here that's gonna mess up my assets. No, not everything that I work for.
Your assets are your emotions and your values.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna mess up my values in life. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make me question who I am because of your treachery. You need to treat yourself like you are a prized possession. You are that though. Don't forget it. Don't ever forget it, boo-boo. You are that. You are a prized. You are a prized possession. You are. Okay? From BA's Cosmetics in the color Cocoa Cutie. I'm going like that. Going on over the skin. Thinking this, but I'm just gonna use this right here as a blush. This color right. Ooh, my God. Ooh, that was a lot, y'all. This is from Milani Cosmetics. Okay. I broke the top. I broke it off, like it can't come back on, but it's nice. It's a nice little thing. It's called Glowing #4, Glowing Strobe Light. It's nice, but it's whew. But yeah, when it comes to friendship, guys, the only thing that I can really say, if you really want to protect yourself, don't have any friends. Okay, let me stop. Friends are vital to life. I understand that. But one thing that friends taught me in this lifetime is that you can always pick and choose your friends. Always value yourself first. You should be friends with yourself before anybody. Know what you want. Set your boundaries for what you'll put up with when it comes to, friendship. Honestly, if you have a toxic friend in your life, if you have somebody that you don't feel has your best interest at heart, don't be afraid to let that person go from your life. Because the sooner you do that, the sooner that you can begin to still keep growing as you are. That person is stinting your growth, okay? If you have a toxic friend in your life, please see them to the door or block them. Block. You need to protect your energy at all times. Like I said, treat yourself like a celebrity. Treat yourself like you are that the right person is gonna come along and they're gonna appreciate you for your personality, your humor. They're gonna love everything about you. And I love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the look, because I know I do. I'm about to go turn heads. And you know what? Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, all that nice stuff. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.